So yeah. So I guess
Kind of looks a little bit like Mike Mignola kind of style.
Wait. Mike Mignola, didn't he play for the Mets or something, or am I bugging? Am I thinking of Mike Flopsy?
I don't know. I'm talking about the guy. I'm talking about the guy that did Hellboy.
Ah, okay. Mike Mignola sounds like a mafia guy. Like, I'm from Mineola. Is Mineola in New Jersey? I gotta look that up now. Mineola. Oh, Long Island, New York. I'm bugging. I knew it was someplace that you had to drive
What?
to. Mineola's in Long Island.
Oh, you were looking up where Mignola was.
See,
I thought you were looking up who Mike Mignola was.
no, I'll take your word for it that he drew Hellboy. He's got a very distinctive style, and I guess, you know, my brickhead lends itself well to that. But let's go on to our original plan of world building. Can I see your picture of me?
Let's see. How do I share my fucking screen here?
There should be
Where are?
like
There
a
we
little.
go.
Alright. Me and Mike Mineola.
Can you see it now?
Yar, I sees it. Alright. Yeah, this is.
It's not a 1-to-1.
I mean, this is me like 3 years after the cancer diagnosis.
Oh no. Jeez Louise.
This is me after the snail parasites, which I refuse to get taken care of, eat me apart. Put it inside.
But yeah, it's a little bit, not exactly, but kind of Hellboy-ish.
Yeah, I guess I do have like sunken eyes, or a heavy brow.
I mean, it's just this was like a really quick sketch. Like I didn't really have time to like, you know, try to get any likeness. I just blocked in like basic shapes. Like if I was going to make this into something, I would take a lot more time.
Well, as a bald man, I identify as a basic shape.
Nah. I mean, everyone can identify as a basic shape. Geometry is life. Yeah, you're gone. Sorry. I just murdered you.
It's alright. We'll do the other project. So you have the Google folder still shared, but I did like a little bit of work on it recently.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, our original, I think this was the original collab that we were supposed to do. Your art and my writing. Shotgun Opera. Moon Tiara Magic.
Let's see.
This is.
So I remember you had some kind of like a, what was it, like a cyborg samurai or something like that?
Yeah, there were all sorts of messed up characters up in that piece. Right. Hold on, I'll read some of them because I wrote. The only thing that I hate about this is the names that I have for people, other than Crimson Cassidy, aka
Crimson Cassidy.
Yeah. Right. So it's not really her name. Her real name is actually Oprah, but it's pronounced opera. So basically, this is like 1,000 years into the future, and so her parents don't know the context of who Oprah was, right? this is at least takes place 1,000 years into the future, right? So her parents, just named her, and she is a dark-skinned woman. She's sort of 1,000 years into the future. There's a lot of mixed people. And
Yeah, I would imagine so. Sounds about right.
So they did sort of name her after someone who was also, it seemed like they had a shared heritage from like the historical records, because the other thing about this setting is like they've lost contact with Earth, and like basically the setting is at least 1,000 years into the future from now. Earth had set up colonies through like an artificial wormhole that they were able to create. So they made these colonies. Some of the planets were mostly livable. Some of them needed terraforming, and so they sent in teams of people to do this, to settle and to terraform. But then the wormhole collapsed and all contact with Earth was lost. So there were about 3 groups of people who went through the wormhole. The first one were what we now call the Federalists, right? They were essentially a UN-sponsored team, survey team. On the surface,
The
Federalists, yeah. So they originally just sent in scientists, and then they had another mission where they sent in like work crews. So the scientists, they came through, but when the work crews got there, they didn't know where the scientists had gone. To the planet that they were supposed to settle, they just set up, like basically, this planet had a liquid ocean on it and not much else. It had some lichen, so it had an atmosphere, and they just set up these algae.
What is the most important thing?
Yeah, so they set up these algae vats to make the planet more livable, and yeah. So this colony lasted for, well, the initial colonization lasted for about 100 years. So you had a decent sized population on there.
So do they call this faction the Fed?
Yeah. Well, the second group of people were corporations, right? After about 50 or 60 years, the United Nations did not want to fund any more of these missions, so they farmed it out to private, people who were speculating, who wanted to do it, right? So they would, the corporations went through, and I mean, they were essentially, they're like, we are, 10,000 light years from Earth. We get to do whatever we want out here as part of our charter. So they formed their own colonies on like some of the best planets, like that were, I guess the original survey team had discovered. So these were a bit more livable, well, much more livable. They had grass and plant life and fruits, and even some sea animals and a few small land animals. Hardly any predators. It was idyllic, right? So these people eventually would become the empire, right? So then the last people, for the most part, the UN government was already falling apart, funding this, and the corporate guys had sort of just left Earth, right? Limited resources, overpopulated, just really annoying. They're like, we can be kings out here, in the what the hell is it called? The Queen's Crown constellation, or the King's Crown constellation, right? So they had mostly just abandoned Earth. So The third one was essentially refugees, like people who didn't really have any choice. They were like mostly just like poor people, prisoners, and these ones are called the oddballers because they had like random experimental technology for terraforming. They were given some of the shittiest planets to terraform, moons. Um, and then like just after these people come through, they lose the gate collapses and you just lose contact with Earth for 1,000 years, and without any like new supplies, you know, basically they lose the ability to of space travel to a certain degree. They don't have like FTL wasn't really a thing, right? You basically they had a rudimentary warp drive which you could go like almost light speed, like 0.8 warp 0.8, not even warp 1 in Star Trek terms.
Yeah.
So you can go a little bit faster, a little bit, you know, pretty fast, but obviously like if you're traveling like 0.8 speed of light, like this constellation is like a light year across. So to go from one of these planets to the other one, it's going to take you at least a year, more than a year.
Okay.
And so also like eventually they just didn't have the parts to do this. Like they did at first, but they didn't have some of the exotic elements that they needed, or the high-tech proprietary engine parts in the case of the Imperials that they needed. So they basically had to sort of start from scratch. Not from scratch, because they still had data on how these things were made, but a lot of it was top secret, and it was insufficient anyhow. So it was sort of like Foundation. I don't know if you've read the Foundation books.
No, I never. I think I've seen like an episode of the TV show.
Yeah, they
But
ruined it. But basically, yeah. Well, so basically, the Foundation is founded by this guy. He was a mathematician, and he sort of figured out an algorithm where if you had like enough data, you could figure out like what people were gonna do given any stimulus. And I guess they had computers advanced enough that they could really map out.
The kind of like Minority Report.
Kind of, yeah. To a certain degree. It also, like Minority Report, was not perfect. I don't want to give any spoilers for that. But he predicted that like there was an empire. Like, I mean, this is now by modern standards we know that this is the most obvious thing. This is what empires do: is they collapse. But he predicted like an imperial collapse of human civilization. And so he and some other people, like, and even the Empire itself, sort of contrived to have like an outpost on the edge of the galaxy where you know, where scientists were gonna go and make sure that they preserved humanity no matter what happened. Right? So flash spoiler for Foundation: the Empire, the civilization of man, just falls apart.
Fall apart because of the foundation this guy built. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Maybe, but I don't personally believe so.
The irony of it.
Yeah, like, I mean, maybe the brain drain of people going to the Foundation might have done that, but I don't even know if he went. I think he might have died, like in the show, I think. Spoilers.
Oh, damn.
But it basically, a lot of the books take place like hundreds of years into the future, right? So civilization had to collapse. These people had technology that was kind of advanced, but they had limited resources because they're on the outer edge of the galaxy. So So they didn't actually have like, you know, maybe exotic heavy metals or anything. They didn't have like the planet that they lived on and the foundation that the foundation was on was just absolute shit. I feel like it was barely habitable, but because of this,
Really?
they were able to come up with a lot of, yeah, like a lot of technological advances just by making more with less. So, you know, they didn't have like massive fusion engines or anything, so they came up with microfusion. It was like a huge thing that they came up with, which, as it turns out, is probably better and more efficient than regular fusion. You know, like a massive fusion reactor, right? If you can just have like a tiny little fusion reactor, you know, guess what? I mean, not that the Foundation wanted to make weapons per se, but you could put that in a pistol and now you have a fusion-powered laser or whatever.
I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, you can make like personal shields, all sorts of stuff.
Doom style.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I think I chose the wrong color here. I was trying to make like a logo for the Fed, and I just had it on this desaturated red, which looks pink.
Well, okay, so the Federalists,
but I could just...
they are now the Confederates. This is now the Confederacy.
Okay.
Right. But
did the old Confederate have like a certain font that they used? I gotta do a little bit of research on that.
No.
Maybe I want to borrow from that if I can. This is more like Greek lettering, to be honest.
But the Confederacy is not like the American South Confederacy. They don't even remember that. This is like so far into the future that for the most part, that's like ancient history. To them it seems like fucking even though, like where our story starts off, right? Essentially, after 1,000 years of being in various stages of the Dark Age and very limited travel, they started to contact each other, right? So there was a few hundred, so this is like 200 years after they've rediscovered FTL travel, faster than light travel, and and they've started traveling between these star systems. Right? So they're, but before they used to just, you know, have long hauls, so there was really no reason other than if you were moving to another thing, like you'd send like a colony ship to like another planet, which is what they did, because originally there were pretty much just like 3 or 4 planets that were inhabited when the gate fell. So then for 200 years people have been sending out these little colonial ships, and for like 50 years before that they sent out the old terraforming equipment and started terraforming other planets. So as they've been contacting each other, that was the first thing that happened, was they started contacting each other.
Okay.
So there's sort of the scientists at first. There was just that group of scientists that disappeared from the original federal expedition. They essentially they were on like a secret mission, right? So they were setting up a listening post for a certain reason. I don't want to get into that for spoiler reasons, but when they became aware that the gate had fallen, they took it upon themselves to preserve humanity as best they could. So they sort of, since they knew how to make shit, at the very least they made communications equipment. They became like the news. They started broadcasting, and after a few decades, other people were able to like pick up their signal, and they did eventually come up. And when one group broke the FTL barrier independently of them, they shared that information with everyone, so everyone could have, move at twice the speed of light. Right. This is F2 engine technology, we'll call it. Right. F2 drive.
Okay.
Right. So this is basically if you're going from one side of the constellation to the other, it'll take you about half a year because it's a light year. Right. It's still a long fucking time. All right. But
yeah.
But what it did is, now they can share resources. So you didn't actually even need to send like a manned expedition. Like, who wants to be there for like half a year on a ship?
Nobody.
Well, one group of people, the oddballers, some of them were forced to settle on this. Actually, I think in the story, I'm gonna make them the ones who discovered FTL. These were the refugees, the third group, right? So some of them had to settle on this low gravity moon, and the others had settled on the planet, which was a high gravity planet. It's just a little bit more massive than Earth, so it's like maybe 1.4 Gs, right? So essentially, they were having like high infant mortality rate. So they had this. They would go extinct if they didn't find a way into space. And since they did have some kind of contact with the people who lived on the moon, they, had two groups of people. Like, so the people who lived on the moon, they grew to be like these tall, sort of elfish looking people, right? Because they've been living in low gravity for basically, they're like at 0.8 Gs on that moon. Right? And the people who are on the planet, they're kind of squat, dwarfish, So this is the
I see what you're going with.
Yeah. So, but these two people live in human extremes. They eventually, cracked FTL, and they were the ones who made the F2 drive, and then the scientists who intercepted their communication shared it with everybody. And so you had the Empire, who had colonized like all these surrounding planets, and they had actually like a lot of like habitable planets. So they had like a population advantage. However, they did not have very much in the way of like good resources. Like none of these planets in these two star systems that they had colonized up to this point, just using straight long haul colony ships, had asteroid belts with a lot of metal. They just had like maybe one or two planets, like a super Jupiter and an Earth-like planet. So they didn't have like a whole lot of metal. That's sort of what they were searching for. Meanwhile, the Confederacy that had formed, the leftover from the Federalists, that's all they had really. Was
metal.
Yeah, they had a lot of metal, not a lot of food. They didn't have a shit ton of organic or arable land. So you had one group that, like, they developed differently in technological ways, but now you had a reason to fight. So eventually they start, now that they have the F2 drives, now that they can go further and further. So they're both encroaching. Like, Oddball is like right in the middle, right? And you have, let's say, someone's on the west side of the constellation. We'll just say west, even though in space there's no west, really. Right, and then you have someone on the east side.
It's all relative, right?
Yeah, it is. But then you have Oddball that's like somewhere in the middle, which has the lowest population, and they were mostly refugees. A lot of them had died off just because they couldn't breed in the high gravity or the low gravity. So not only
Shit.
did they develop the F2 drive, they developed the actually, you know what, screw that. Oddball didn't make the F2 drive. The scientists did that by themselves. They shared it with everyone. Oddball made grav plate technology, right? They made
Okay, what's that?
just so that they can have like a space station that has just like regular ass 1G gravity, so that they can have an easier time when their women get pregnant. Because
Okay.
living in low gravity or living in high gravity is not very healthy, right? So they
Okay, this thing I made looks terrible. It looks terrible. Well, it's an iteration.
the Federalist
There's other
Expedition
stuff.
Division, the Fed.
What are your ideas on like an emblem sort of thing? Because I'm not really feeling this. Maybe it's just the color. Maybe they could stick with the blocky kind of like Greek stone kind of feel. But like, what were your inspirations for the Fed? The idea of the Fed, just to help me like maybe
Just the straight up
something
the
different.
straight up U.S. government, like literally the deep state, right? So we're talking like the
Okay.
CIA, like essentially these people, they were. This is the UN government, right? United Nations. So they're on the surface, like historically, as far as the paperwork is concerned, these are the altruists. They're sending out this mission because, for the most part, that's the next stage for humanity, right? We have somehow made this wormhole, right? We're gonna use it to go to this galaxy, this 10,000 light years away, or maybe it's 1,000 light years away. We'll call it, right? We're gonna do that, and but really they're sending themselves, like the best and brightest, like people, like the most influential people are sort of inserting themselves into controlling this, right? And so it became like a white elephant having control of the gate, right?
So should that be their symbol, a white elephant?
That works, yeah.
What would you imagine their colors would be? Like, what would symbolize them? Like, I don't know, blue, green, purple,
I was thinking them as blue.
orange.
But we're gonna want more than just blue. And if we just go with like red, white, and blue, then it's gonna be like, all right, this is just the American flag, which they're not. They're the
Really on the nose there.
So you can go with that Smurf blue that the UN uses, and I don't know, I guess maybe like a darker blue. I don't know. Let's see. Smurf blue and black. Right.
Smurf blue and black.
Yeah. Look up
That's not
the
Smurf blue.
UN the UN military force. They call them Smurfs.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Boom.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. I'll send you something.
All right.
The UN peacekeepers. So I guess we could do Smurf blue. We'll do Smurf blue and white.
Smurfs.
I'm just gonna chop this up with a snipping tool here, because just logging on to any
Third cup of
website.
coffee.
Boom. I'm going to bed soon, so I want like another coffee so bad. Like I live in a very coffee-centric Muslim country. Smurfs. Come along with the snorks.
Hell yeah.
Sing a song with the snorks. Now you can be living under the sea.
It's like a fake Smurfs mixed with the pound puppies.
Yeah, they did have some pound puppy vibes. Yeah, it was the fake Smurfs. They were the snorks. You know.
Yeah. I did enjoy their theme song a little better than the Smurfs one.
I just kind of liked them better because I think they had like more than one girl.
Yeah, and they were a little more updated, even though I think they were designed after like 1950s culture.
Yeah. Where did I freaking download this to? Oh, there it is. Alright, boom. The snorks. Putting it in there. Processing. Alright.
Okay.
So yeah, that blue and the white maybe. Like black, white, and blue. Probably be a good flag for the Confederacy.
Blue here. I'm just eyeballing it so that it's not the exact same color, because I don't know if they have that color copywritten, which they could potentially.
That's the lamest thing I've ever heard.
I'm just getting something. Yeah.
You're gonna copy.
Yeah, maybe
color.
that.
It's like you didn't actually invent.
Yeah.
It's not like Vanta Black. Where it's like, good luck finding that in nature. It's like,
can you see this? That looks
yes.
That looks about right? Close enough.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit.
I used to work for this company called Blue Bottle.
Blue Bottle.
Which I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
Coffee company. That color on the bottle there, which is actually pretty close to the UN one, looks like.
Show it again.
What's that?
Show it again.
Oh yeah.
Switch the. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that color. They have that color copywritten. Like no one's allowed to use that same color blue. Or they have legal rights to, sue or whatever.
This is just like another dumb freaking way we're gonna run into monopolies.
Yeah, just like the other with the shoe that has the red on the bottom, and like no one can put red on the shoes anymore.
Yeah, well, this is how we fall off technologically, because right now they're like, you can't even use our ideas. Like, can't even. we've copywritten all the ideas, so only we're allowed to use them. It's like, but my idea is better. Well, legally speaking, you can't say.
I mean,
because we control it.
Oh no!
My version.
I was hoping I could just like color over this.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to get rid of it, because now they're the Confederacy, right?
Yeah.
So this is the old Fed, the Federal Expedition Force. This is the founders.
Okay. And bum. Now I have to come up with a different logo, which as you can see, I'm not really good with like lettering or graffiti or coming up with logos or anything like this. This is probably the first time I've done anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I might want to like actually work on doing some sort of lettering work. So now it's what, the Confederacy? Do they have an acronym for it?
Yeah, let's do Do. I want to say like COP, but I can think of Confederacy of Planets. But let's do. Oh man.
COP, Confederacy of Planets.
Yeah. I don't like it
That
because
works.
nah, but it shortens to CP, and you don't want to have that.
Ah.
So we'll do the I don't know.
I mean, we don't have to think about that. We don't have to come up with it like right now, I guess. But we can brainstorm. Yeah, why not brainstorm? Fuck it.
This is what we're here for.
So- Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So instead of starting,
So
with
we
C,
got.
we can do like
What is a confederacy?
it's just a group. It's just a group of different bodies coming together. So it's like
And what if maybe we could have group in the name?
you could do the Alliance of Confederate Planets, so ACP.
Okay. Alliance of Confederate Planets.
Yeah.
Okay. ACP.
Oh.
But what's a coalition?
Huh?
What's
Coalition?
a coalition?
Same thing. Same thing as a confederacy.
What if we did Planet Coalition Group?
Ooh, that's clunky.
No.
No, Planet Coalition.
G.
Who's
Oh wait,
doing that?
because coalition and group are the same thing.
Yeah. I am part of Planet Coalition Group.
No, it's redundant.
No, hold on. Let's see though. Like, I'm almost, tempted to make them the CCP, but that's it's already taken. And while I don't know if they,
What's the CCP?
the Chinese Communist Party,
Oh shit.
like I was thinking of like the Confederation of Civilized Planets. They could do the Confederacy.
I actually kind of like that.
Yeah. Or how about this? Maybe make it CAP. The Confederacy of Allied Planets. Yeah.
I actually kind of like that too.
Sounds democratic. It's really not.
Yeah, and reminds me of Captain.
Yeah.
Okay, Cap. And I don't know. I mean, I could just like look up a font and just use a font and just type in Cap without having to. So I'm pretty sure what I drew here for Fed is probably a font somewhere. Something similar to that, right?
Yeah, of course. Portmanteau. Sounds like a sexy place that sailors go to get fucked.
Yeah, that sounds like a seafaring transvestite.
Transvestite. Well, I was thinking like a port, like a city called Portmanteau, or a port, or a space station. Actually, I'm putting it in.
I was thinking like camel toe, but a camel toe that you only see on the port.
This is through.
Copy message link. What? I'm just gonna. I can't copy it. Oh, copy text. Boom, right there. I'm such a fucking boomer, man. How do I do? I haven't done. Oh, here we go. Text. I don't think I have this. I'm not seeing any P's.
Oh, I guess it doesn't.
We got Palatino and P Ming Liu. That's the only font that I have with P.
Hold on, let me just steal the font. I'm all free download. Wait, are you gonna try and type it out, or should I just send you the picture so you can see it?
Yeah, let's check out the picture. Why not?
Alright.
Portmanteau.
Welcome to Portmanteau. Founded by Xavier Manteau. To get away from his battle axe of a wife. Spend time with the fellas.
Speaking of toe, my girlfriend was calling. We were watching House of the Dragon, and she was calling them toe-headed, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Toe-headed?
Toe-headed people.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know what toe-headed meant, and it just means fair of hair.
Yeah, like blondes.
Yeah. It's not toe like T-O-E, it's toe like T-O-W-E.
Yeah. No, I think it's T-O-W, but I'm not, it might be wrong.
Is it? Alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been dying for a way to like use toe-headed to like have someone think I'm saying something bad, but it's actually just describing them in a mundane way.
Damn, I need to come up with some kind of name for the oddballers. I guess they're the independents.
The oddballers?
Yeah, so basically, you know, the oddballers saw this coming, right? And they stepped up their research, right? While the Imperials and the Confederates, were building, mass producing ships. The oddballers were coming up with newer and better ships instead.
Okay.
Right, so but they also realized that they're sort of just like a bunch of these really independent planets and they needed to form some kind of alliance. So they can if the Confederacy of Allied Planets is a thing that's a little too much overlap. So let's do. I guess they could be the Republic. They could be the Republic of Independent Planets. R.I.P.
Look. Okay. Oh my gosh. On the nose much?
Well, pretty much, since they were like equidistant from the Empire and like this place, the Confederacy. That this is where the war was fought. Whether they wanted it or not, and these were the planets they were really fighting over. Were some of the better planets that the oddballers, should lay claim to. They were the closest to their systems,
Yeah.
So
That's
essentially,
okay, go on.
we must save Grandma.
That's how I moves it. Yeah,
No.
she hurt her arm, so it like hurts when she moves it.
It hurts. So essentially, the oddballers they just waited him out. Let me get off of video.
Let's see. We're gonna make a little blue elephant. Maybe. What the fuck do elephants look like?
Make him stepping on some Smurfs. Making him into Smurfberry Jam.
Okay.
Oh, Grandma.
Might be a little too detailed. I feel like let's just start with like a silhouette. Right, I feel like their symbol is kind of flat.
He's through. Yeah, make it like Brutalist. Or something, you know?
Yeah. And then we're going to cut into this. Boop, 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 boop. Oh wait, is that copywritten?
Probably, but I don't.
Can I not like hum the?
I still think you're in.
Can I not hum the Super Mario thing? Okay, cool.
If you go too far, Miyamoto shows up and just fists you. He lubes it up and fists you.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. I know I told you about I was experimenting with Suno AI, and I got like a premium membership for 1 month just so I can download and use the music on the channel. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's mostly for the channel. What's up? All right. You want me to cut this recording, babe? You want me to stop? No, but if Hannah's, I don't know. Hannah's like been really weird about her sleep lately. Like she doesn't really nap. She
No?
yeah. The thing is, like normally if we're out here talking, she don't wake up. Like I'll be on the phone sometimes. She doesn't wake up anyway. But but today like she did get a nap in, but it wasn't really that long. She doesn't like naps. She always just wants to be, you know, in the thick of it.
Into the thick of it.
Where's that from?
It's Backyardigans, I think. Never seen the Backyardigans?
We're your best friends, the Backyardigans.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean
I don't know. Anything else I should add to this thing? You have any ideas based on what I've already done? Maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it, maybe it needs.
put a hat on him, like a beret.
Put a hat on him?
Yeah.
Let's see. Is he angry?
I think it's just serious. It's very serious and professional. This is not like a Smokey the Bear logo, or even Scruff McGruff. Chicago, Illinois, 60652. You take a bite out of crime. That's also copyrighted, probably.
Really? Yeah,
You remember-
probably.
You remember McGruff?
Yeah,
Somebody's got to own
McGruff.
that character.
I remember taking a bite out of crime.
Well, Scruff was his nephew. He was like the Scrappy-Doo character, I guess. Right. So there was McGruff, the dog. I guess he was like a detective. He was basically like the unsolved mysteries guy.
Wait, he had a nephew? I thought there was only one. I just remember him being Scruff McGruff.
Well, I'm gonna double check that. This is the misinformation episode, also the copyright episode. Let's see. McGruff. The crime dog.
Really? So he had a nephew?
Maybe, I'm looking
Interesting.
it up. McGruff the crime dog. His name was just McGruff. Alright, let's see.
Okay. Interesting.
He did have a nephew.
Oh
When
shit.
the going gets scruff. Is that a fucking Scruff? McGruff's nephew is characterized as a child figure. Alright, so it wasn't just a horrible dream that I had made up.
That's wild.
Always like Scrappy Dappy Doo.
Yeah, yeah. I think I actually have to go soon because my puppy is over here crying because
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he has to go pee.
my daughter and my wife and my sister-in-law are also trying to go to sleep, so I guess we can cut it here.
What do you think about this little elephant logo so far?
It's cool. It's the beret is a little too uniform. It should be, I don't know, like at least like have one more curve maybe somewhere
It also
going.
looks like a tongue.
Yeah, but the Federalists. Yeah, so to sum up our story, right? This is the Empire and the Confederacy and also the Oddballers had their war, but the Oddballers never really tried to occupy any of their territory. They just became the arbitrators of this armistice because they were the last group that had guns, that had ships. Because these guys,
Oh, really?
it still took what, like 3 months to get to the oddball system just to fight. And then if you lost, man, you just pumping out ships. So the oddballers were able to like capitalize every time that there was, you know, like a fleet was nearly destroyed. They would capture the ships. They'd come in and start building up their own fleet, and they could just blame it on the other side, no matter what. So essentially,
Oh, I'm
our
blowing up.